It's New Thought Tuesdays with Rich Smith and Dean Regan. I'm Dean Regan. Hey, Rich.
Hey, how you doing today?
Excellently well. And today we are talking about joy. Joy in uncertain times. I don't know why anybody would think these are uncertain times, but hey, finding joy and creative action in uncertain times. That's what we're talking about today. With the election, you noticed there was an election last week in the United
Oh
States,
yeah.
Rich. Yes, I didn't think that escaped your view. Yeah, with the election, gosh, my God, good God, people, there's lots and
God.
lots of emotions going on and lots of feelings going on. There, there was millions of people in joy last week and millions of people in sadness last week based on this experience that we are all having. So we're talking today about this idea of it's natural to feel a range of emotions and maybe a sense of sadness, and certainly acknowledging them and feeling your feelings and taking the time to go back to that foundation of spiritual truth.
Yeah. And one of the spiritual truths we're going to use today is unity, that there's no division, no separation. There's not us and them. There's one power, one presence, one life to each and every one of us. So we're going to bridge that gap today using spiritual principles for success.
Recognizing that there is no gap, there may be an appearance of a gap, you
Yep.
may have a perception of a gap, but there is only unity going on. So, when you talk about joy, if you've got sadness going on, you talk about sadness, you look at what's the constructive opposite of that which you're not wanting. And it's joy. Now, for a lot of us, maybe joy is a long road from where we are, but there are steps that we can take emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And that's what we're talking about today. Joy as a divine compass.
Yeah.
Your actions. People are like all wanting to take actions. For all of my clients, we're just basically going back to the truth.
Yeah.
If people if they're have been knocked off their trust, we go back to reestablish that trust and determine what actions want to be taken from a place of love.
Yeah. Truth. Okay. We talked about that last week, actually.
Yes.
But on New Thought
Yes.
Tuesdays on truth, that there's spiritual truth and there's the truth that we make up in our own minds. So let's use spiritual truth today. And
Yes.
we connect with that oneness, that divine presence. It's everywhere present in and as and through each and every one of us.
Okay. Say
Finding
that
the joy.
slower, please. Please say that slower. There is a
What was I
divine
say?
truth.
There's a divine truth. Yeah. Yeah.
It's in, as, and through every one of us.
Yeah. You
No, no,
know,
really.
yeah, exactly. No, resentment, anger, hate, all of these come from a vibration that's not going to bring you anything but anger, hate, and resentment. However, I believe that this divine presence, God, whatever you want to call it, is the love intelligence of the universe. And it creates everything out of love. And so what is the opposite of love? Fear, right? And so what we want to do is stay in love here, no matter what's going on around us. There's so much speculation as to what's going to happen in the coming year, 2025. And it's just speculation. Anything can change. Infinite intelligence is unlimited in its possibilities and its potential. And so we have to I believe that our job as spiritual creatives, our job is to stay centered in spirit and to stay in that awareness that there is no separation. And the idea that we're working with here is to bring us back in alignment again with that love intelligence of the universe.
And all of this is our perception, our witnessing. There is no separation. there may appear to be a separation, but as you focus on that appearance of separation and your perception of it gets greater, the separation appears to get greater. But when we look at spiritual truth, when we talk about what's real, we talk about an infinite quality of creativity. We feel about an infinite quality of love. We have a sense of joy, of possibility, of wisdom. All of these are what we call God qualities. And these are, you talk about shifting sands of what may appear on the human level. These are all ever present and unchanging. The qualities of God, love, truth, wisdom, these are all unchanging. Our appearances, the things that we experience on the human plane, may seem to be separate from, but they are not and they cannot be. And as we fight in fear, as we press against, as we rail against, as we gnash our teeth, as you were talking about vibrations, Rich, it just makes the vibrational experience even more chaotic.
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect the truth at all.
Yeah. 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 This is a vibrational universe, like you were saying. This is that if the whole country is in fear or in joy, sorrow and in joy, then what do you have there? You have a dichotomy of sorrow and joy. That's we got to bring everybody in alignment with joy to make this nation a great nation again.
Okay, now having said that, this is a great experience. I love this world. I love this country. I don't come from the place of let's go back and make it better than it was, or let's go forward. I love this experience, and I focus on that. So the idea of the whole country is feeling one way or another, it's not happening that way. What we have an opportunity of, and that's what we are looking at here at New Thought Tuesdays. This all begins with each one of us.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out and make something change. There are human actions I am taking and will take, but from a spiritual standpoint, I have to honor and just celebrate the truth that as much as of a separation of sides as they're going on, I don't see it. Don't see the sides. I see the unity. And I, Dean Lewis Regan, focus on the truth. I focus on the unity. I focus on the celebration. I focus on, surprise, surprise, how is this happening for me? From an attitude of spiritual upliftment. And that has been, for the most part, people, where I've been this last week.
Yeah.
I've had a few moments. There's no question.
Oh, I do. Whenever I listen to the news.
And see, there's another choice in spiritual practice. What are you listening to the news for? How are you taking in the information that you're taking in? And what kind of information are you taking in? I watch the news, I go right to prayer.
Yeah.
Right to prayer. And sometimes I go to fast forward so that I can honor my sense of civic involvement, so I can know what's going on to a certain extent, what's going on in our world. And then I fast forward.
Yeah. And that's easy for us to say. We've been doing this spiritual work for a long time, but let's face it, there's a lot of people out there who are living in fear, and they feel like, after this election that they have lost their power, that it's diminished, or that the circumstances are totally out of control.
Yeah.
And so through New Thought, teachings and beliefs, we can reshape our reality. So, and I always use examples from my group here, my Infinite Filmmaker group, that, if you imagine if you're a filmmaker and you feel powerless in the face of industry changes, let's say everything's changing in the industry for you, and like AI came out now, and so writers are concerned about, oh my God, AI, is going to take over, and are we going to lose our jobs? However, by focusing on the inner vision and keeping the faith and their ability to move forward as writers and create their vision and align with their inner power, they can continue to create an impactful world through their work, regardless of the external stuff that's going on around them.
Yeah.
So stay centered in your creativity, whatever that is, whether you're in the entertainment business like my avatars, or whether you're just trying to keep a family together, or keep a job together, or keep a life together, that you just have to stay centered. What do you want to see? What do you want to create? How do you want your life to look in the coming year? Envision that and start to see it and start to get excited about that and live it. Isn't that how we create? Our thoughts become things. Thoughts lead to feelings, lead to emotions, lead to actions, lead to results. And so we have to get in alignment with what do we want to create and not buy into all this other stuff that's going on around us. Anyways, that's my thing on reclaiming your power.
Well, and I love that. I love that term, reclaiming your power. If it just to identify that power is infinite.
Yeah.
The power that we are experiencing is ever part of what you can't take it away.
Yeah.
Now, I may have an awareness. I may choose to ignore my power. I may feel separate from my power, but my power is my power. God's power is God's power. That power is infinite and cannot be doled out like chips in a casino. It's power. It is ever present. Now, what's my awareness of the power? And there are times where my awareness is like, no, I've got very, very little power. And that's when when I'm going there, I go instantly to spiritual practice.
Yeah.
Instantly to spiritual practice. And still, I might feel powerless.
Yeah.
My power is ever present.
It is.
And it's from that place of power that we can choose our actions.
Yeah.
That place of love that we can choose our actions.
Yeah. While we're on the subject of power too, that, the same power, and this is my belief and my experience, should I say, that the same power that created the universe and everything in it, the same power that holds the universe together in perfect balance, the same power that creates an acorn out of an oak tree out of an acorn, which I always say, that's within us. That power is within us. And if the whole country is running around in fear and resentment and anger, us against them, then that's what the country is going to become. But if the country can come together in, okay, how do we come together with our differences of opinion and the way things can be run and work together to create a peaceful, harmonious life for each other, not just for us, for each other. Whatever we do affects us, affects the world around us. Every thought that we have, when we put it out there, that changes the world in some way. It affects the world in some way. So what thoughts do you want to be thinking?
And that idea, I think you've shifted the conversation a little bit and gracefully from that solely spiritually based awareness into, okay, now we're venturing out into Humanville.
Right.
As Dr. Mark Vieira would always call it. Welcome to Humanville. We're in Humanville, where the appearances are that there are two sides, three sides. The appearances are them versus them, or us versus us, whatever you. This is when we get into the human side of how things are appearing. We know the truth, and we love. And then we take actions. The place to take actions from is from a place of balance, alignment, and love. If you're taking action to satisfy a fear, to squash a fear, from a spiritual standpoint, you want to move back into your awareness of what your faith is, what you believe to be true, what I believe to be true. So when I'm saying you, and pardon me, forgive me, when I'm saying you, I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about each one of us has an opportunity to grow more aware of our own truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Smith, I think we're about ready to go into the inner circle. And
Okay.
we had talked about ending today with a prayer.
Yeah. Yeah. I have something I want to do.
Ex-
This is something that we do. It's a process that we use. It's a 5-step process that we use with our clients and with ourselves. Actually, I use it every day. Every time I want to connect with that divine presence within and to maybe change the feelings that I'm having, the emotions that I'm having, or to get in alignment with that divine presence. So it's a 5-step process we're using. And I'd like to do it here. And so join me on this, everybody who's watching. I want you to just relax and take a deep breath and close your eyes and just listen to this prayer treatment, which is a 5-step. So in this moment, we go within, and I want to recognize that the divine presence, infinite source of peace and wisdom and love, is within each and every one of us. It flows through all life, a constant and eternal power that is unchanging and boundless. It's lighting the way even in times of change and uncertainty, such as what's going on today. I know that I'm one with this divine presence, that the peace of the divine, the peace of God lives within me, and the strength of the universe flows through me. And knowing that I'm part of this unity and that I attune myself to it, and I remind myself that there's never a separation from the divine, from divine love, from divine wisdom, from divine inspiration. And from this awareness, I open myself to a deep and abiding joy that transcends circumstances. I allow the divine love to guide me in all that I do, filling me with a profound sense of peace and purpose. I know that my response to this moment is within my own power, and I choose to respond with love, creativity, and courage. I release any circumstance external to the outcomes that the divine presence wants to reveal through each and every one of us, knowing that this true power resides in my heart and my connection to spirit. I see beyond the temporary appearances, and I feel the timeless support of this divine intelligence moving through me, in me, as me, and through me. I remember that the way forward is rooted in this connected to spirit, where this endless possibility of joy and inspiration resides within each and every one of us. And with each breath, we affirm our capacity to choose peace. And I allow this action to be inspired by love, grounded in wisdom, the wisdom of the universe. And in every step I take, I remind myself that I'm part of something greater, that I'm guided and supported and loved. And I'm just so deeply grateful for this knowing, this gratefulness for this strength and this love and this vision that flow into my life from this divine source. I give thanks for the peace that fills my heart and the joy that illuminates my path. I'm thankful for all the clarity and inspiration that arises from this situation as I reconnect with the truth of who I am. And I release this prayer into the divine action, trusting that it's already fulfilled in the mind of the infinite. I surrender all my concerns and simply rest in peace and in the perfect unfoldment of spirit, knowing that it's all good, it's all God, it's all divine, it's all unfolding in perfect order right here and right now. And so it is. Amen. So I hope you could feel that peace, because that's where we need to go with this. To be able to reconnect with that divine spirit that's flowing in and as in each and every one, as the love intelligence of the universe, knowing that we're okay, everything is going to work out perfectly for each and every individual. Do you agree?
I believe that totally, that everything is currently unfolding in perfect order, and we have choice
Yeah.
to allow ourselves to be involved and to attract and to celebrate that which we deeply are grateful for, that which we deeply want to experience and express. And well, thank you for that prayer. Thank you. Yes, to answer your query, I did feel that prayer. I really appreciated it. We're about to go into the inner circle, which, if you don't know already, is our focused group of people that discuss these principles, these ideas more deeply, and share every week afterwards. If you'd like to be part of New Thought Tuesdays, go to www.newthoughttuesdays.com and learn about us there, and click to get information and reminders about New Thought Tuesdays, just 2 gentle reminders a week. And also, if you'd like to be part of the inner circle, you'll have some information about how to join that membership.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And so join us for New Thought Tuesdays and sign up for the inner circle, because we do stuff like this. We do our prayer treatments, our visioning, we do our tapping, all kinds of modalities that we use to be able to break through the fear. That's why Dean and I are so full of joy. And not
If we do
worried.
say
I'm
so
not
ourselves.
worried. I am not personally, I'm not worried about what's going on in this country. I believe in a higher power, higher presence that's out there to guide us, to watch over us, and to support us in every way. So it is. So what do you say? We go into the inner circle?
Going to the inner circle. See y'all